So we're going to talk about setting up a brooder and raising baby chicks. These ones are about 2 weeks old and they're supposed to be salmon favorals. That great big fat one I suspect is a mix though. I think it was an honest error. But so anyhow, they require heat, and because I just have 3 chicks in a little brooder rabbit hutch size, I'm just using a light bulb, but that's a no-no in general. If you have more chicks, you really need a heat lamp because the first week they require 95-degree temperature to stay comfortable and warm, and then you can reduce that by 5 degrees every week. So if these guys are 2 weeks old, they need to be kept around 85 degrees. But you'll also know, because if they're cold, they're going to complain and they'll be all huddled up under whatever heat source you do have. And so these guys are obviously comfortable. They're in the house, out of the breeze. They have their little light bulb. You see they're running around happily chirping, eating like little piglets. And feed. They do not give them layer feed in general. I mean, once probably won't hurt if you ran out of food, but they require a higher protein, and you don't want to give them the added calcium that is in layer feed. It can damage their liver. So make sure they always have food. They need lots of food to grow up big and strong. And also water. Make sure they always have clean, fresh water. And as you can see, they have pooped in their water. And I just cleaned it out. But the problem with leaving poop in their water is there's this little protozoa called coccidiosis that loves to thrive and grow in your poopy water. And so you want to keep their water clean, make sure they always have plenty of fresh water. And then just watch for bloody poops. If you see any bloody poops, then you need to treat them for coccidiosis. And you might consider putting them on medicated feed. And medicated feed is just for coccidiosis. There's not antibiotics in it. It just prevents and helps build their immunity to coccidiosis. So, and another thing, your heat lamp should be secured, because if they fall, they are a severe fire hazard. And so I always make sure my cord is tied up and holding the light as well. Like I have it all wound around so it can't just fall. So even if the clamp gives out for some reason, the cord is still going to hold the light. And you want to make sure you have a ceramic base for your heat lamp, because the little plastic ones are not rated for the high temperatures and stuff that your heat puts out. And I forgot to mention the bedding. Pine chips is the preferred bedding. You can use straw, but straw can harbor mites and bugs, or hay, and so it's not recommended. And the shavings are just easier and cleaner because they kind of turn them over, where when you use hay or straw, the poop all piles up on the top and it just ends up being a mess. But you can put the hay in your garden, which is lovely, where the wood chips aren't quite as good for that. But do not use cedar. Cedar is bad for the chicks. Either pine shavings, or you can use hay. The babies also love to get out in the grass. They can sunbathe and dust bathe, and when you first see a bird sunbathe, you will think they're dead and there's something wrong with them. But no, they're fine. They're just sunbathing. And they also love mealworms. It is a fantastic, healthy treat for them, and it is so much fun. They will go crazy over some mealworms. And they're fairly easy to raise. And it gets them friendly, because when they see you, boy, let me tell you, the chance of a mealworm, and they are coming. They learn real quick. People bring good things. And always make sure they have plenty. Back to the coccidiosis. When you order chicks from a hatchery, you can get them vaccinated for coccidiosis. And then if you have them vaccinated, do not feed medicated feed. You will nullify the vaccine. They need to be exposed to build immunity. So you can do one or the other, vaccinate or feed medicated feed, or you can just feed the chick starter. You don't have to feed medicated. But always watch for the bloody poop. That's your sure sign. And they also will get lethargic and skinny if they have coccidiosis.